Good morning, Corvallis. You're listening to Second String Sports live on 88.7 FM KBVR. This is Jake McGrady here on this fine Friday afternoon.
And Logan McGinnis over here as well. Grant Van Dyke is actually not with us.
He's absent today. You know, we got
He's doing a little project for humanity.
Yep. He's doing his internship. So we got two of the three hosts here today to talk some sports. But I'm sure all you sports fans out there, you could be a fan of any type of sport, and you'll be interested in this show. Yesterday was a big day.
Oh yeah, and it's been a big week as well.
Big week. You know, weather-wise, it's been a little bit of a downer week around all you campus people.
Okay, all I gotta say is last year it was beautiful. Last year, around this
spring
time,
term was awesome.
And now this term it's just been kind of rainy coming in and out. But I remember going outside and hanging out at parks and going out to the river. Probably right around.
You a big park guy?
Oh yeah, throwing around some
throwing the frizz,
throwing some frizz around, throwing some oop ball.
Big ooper.
Yeah, it's just been a kind of a lazy.
It has. We got that tease. Me and you went down to the little Corvallis swimming hole.
Yeah, it got up to 80 degrees. 80.
Yeah, like 86.
Yeah,
it was great.
So we're hoping for a good turnaround. But it's
got like a month left with finals. So we'll see what happens.
So when finals rolls around, it's gonna probably
it'll be sunny.
It's gonna be sunny, and it's like, oh well, I can't go outside.
And then you go back to Alaska,
which is nicer right now.
That's actually really weird to think about. Anyway, this is a sports show, so we're gonna tease a little bit what we're talking about today. We got a lot of big topics. We're gonna start it out with the University of Oregon rape investigations.
Mm-hmm.
The outcome of that. There's been some rallies on campus. Then we're gonna swing it to a little talk of NFL draft.
Yeah, our
little NFL draft. We got obviously
all
you Beaver fans out there. Our boy Brandin Cooks, number 20th overall, but we're gonna be going over that later. Then we got some more big news on campus: the firing of Oregon State basketball coach Craig Robinson,
which comes out as a surprise. We'll come out to that later. As well.
I was shocked by it. We're gonna come out later with that, and of course, we got to end the show
with some NBA
playoffs. Some Blazers, some Spurs. It's the semifinals. We got a DJ in the booth right now that may be in the presence of a game 3.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that later in the show.
We'll be talking about that later in the show. But I think to get this kicked off, let's talk a little University of Oregon Duckies problems over there.
Yeah,
it's always a good day when you can bring out the name University of Oregon and end that sentence with issue or problem.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen the videos. That
I haven't actually.
You haven't seen it?
No. What's the details?
So there's been like protests and rallies of.
I did hear about some rallies.
Yeah,
they're very angry with
protests
how it was
and rallies, and like students are out on campus saying, let your voice be heard, and it's a sad situation, but you got to look at it. It's just you feel bad for the people involved in that, but. If you're looking at these Duck players, but man,
just stupid
and
ignorant,
and
couldn't have done anything dumber to screw up your life at this point.
And people are saying they should fire the head coach, Altman, and the reason that is because the Oregon president has officially actually released the student athletes. It's Damian Dotson, Brandin Otson, and Dominic Artis. And Dominic Artis and Dotson were huge players for the Ducks last year, and a couple players before that. And people were saying, get Altman out of here, get whoever got Brandin Austin because he's a transfer from somewhere. But
I don't know the exact transfer, but he almost had the exact same issue. At his previous school.
Yeah, he had the
same investigation.
Yep. So. You bring in someone like that.
The writing's on the walls,
bring in someone like that, and once he instantly gets here, this happens.
Not a good thing.
I think you gotta
take some
come
action.
out with you've already come out with some discipline, banning these student athletes.
All three are banned from the university.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty clear. You would hope that would happen in that type of situation.
Yeah.
It's just a very unfortunate situation. We've had the whole Jameis Winston thing. That was obviously a little bit different. There wasn't really proof.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you guys have read the police report. It's pretty detailed.
Oh, yeah.
there is physical evidence. I don't want to go into, I'm pretty sure you can connect the dots what physical evidence means in this case, but there was physical evidence that connects at least one of the basketball players and the woman at, that night. So you can't be disputed something went down, whether she's exaggerating or not, but it's pretty detailed, and coming with the one player's past, it's very believable.
Yeah, it's a bad situation, and
very bad.
Altman, I feel like has just lost control of this team.
Yeah, especially
Do you see anything else from Duck players? The snowball fight incident.
What's going on at you? What type of discipline?
You got
Duck
the
football, viral 5 million views on that snowball thing.
Duck football players smoking cocaine.
What?
Yeah, Lyra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, and
old Colt.
Yeah,
Colt taking down that.
Jake had the feud with him on Twitter back in the day.
Back in fall term, I feuded with old Colt. He had some choice tweets about the NCAA that he actually deleted, but I'm pretty sure I screenshot him somewhere. So shouts out to Colt. You're not drafted yet, so
yeah. And honestly, I feel like no team should actually pick up these players at all.
No transfers at all. You think they're done?
I think the NCAA should just come down on these guys.
Really? You're feeling
and just suspend them from all just NCAA eligibility. Maybe if they can.
Wow.
Yeah. I think they need to come down on this because it's making big headlines.
Yeah,
it's just not this small Oregon news. It's big.
Yeah.
So and props to all the students who are acknowledging this, and
there's been the trials. They said we want this dealt with in a way that's not the cushy athlete treatment that's usually seen in the NCAA nowadays. Whether it be a drug violation, a fight, domestic abuse. I mean, not to really name names or dredge up old situations, but I don't know if you guys remember, even, a player with a stand-up reputation like LaMichael James had that incident, the domestic abuse incident with his girlfriend. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. There was reports that he pulled her by the hair outside or something like that. I'm pretty sure that case got dismissed. Nothing happened, but...
Yeah,
it's just these type of things that aren't dealt with, aren't really looked into, and if that's the type of thing that reflects your character, I mean, what's the right to say that you're going to be able to represent the university, represent yourself?
Yeah, this just ain't a positive life for their program, and it's
gonna ain't about that life,
and it's gonna put Altman and everyone
tough
else.
Situation.
It's gonna put Altman and everyone else just under the microscope, and I think something needs to happen here soon.
Yeah, the last thing
it was. Because they just suspended them a few hours ago.
Yeah.
So, they're going in the right direction, but I think a couple other steps need to be done to happen here.
Yeah. I mean, the last thing I got to say about this is with all the troubles we've had with some Oregon State athletics, all I can say is I'm glad we don't have, the type of troubles that represent the university in a demoralizing way. I would take athletic troubles any day over this type of situation with players,
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible. To lighten up the mood here, we're going to take a quick PSA break, and we're going to bring it back to OSU really quick to the firing of Michelle Obama's brother. Kind of a shock here on campus.
The president's brother-in-law.
Bye-bye, Obama Jr. Wait.
No.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, bye-bye, Craig Robinson. We'll be right back after a quick PSA break, talking Oregon State Craig Robinson. You're listening to Second String Sports, 88.7 FM, KBVR Corvallis. Stay tuned.
Want to find out which cosmetic and household product manufacturers are subjecting animals in laboratories to cruel, unnecessary experimentation? And what actions you can take to stop the needless suffering? A new guidebook published by the National Anti-Vivisection Society entitled Personal Care for People Who Care outlines it all. And you can get it by contacting NAVS at 800-888-6287 or navs.org. Please, call today.
Please, call today.
You have to.
Call today. You got to do it. Anyway, we are back in the booth. This is Jake McGrady here. Just a little short reminder if you guys want to hop on the tweet.
Tweet at us.
Hop on the FB,
If you guys have any topics for us, we want to hear. We want to hear
big
it.
social media guys. It's a big part of our life. So Yeah, you know.
Hey, but just don't tweet and drive.
If you're driving, listening to us on the road, we don't want to be live.
Don't tweet.
We
Don't tweet and
we don't
drive.
want to be in one of those commercials where
We don't want to be viable for you.
you know, a guy gets in a car accident and they bring up his text messages and the last thing he was tweeting was, "So what about Johnny Man?" Whoa, that was morbid. Anyway, so our Twitters are you can tweet at the show at Second String KBVR or just simply hashtag Second String Sports and we'll just look it up and
or follow Jake at
J McGrady7.
or you can follow me at LT McGinnis.
You know, whatever works for you. If you want to, you know, we're comedic tweeters. We got some comedic content out there. You know,
Comedic
follow our
sports.
lives.
Yeah.
We're radio personalities. Anyway, if you got any sports topics, any opinions on the UofO incident, the Craig Robinson firing, opinions on the NFL draft,
Oh yeah.
hop on, tweet us, comment on our Facebook page, get active. We'll shout you out. Anyway, Craig Robinson, OSU, Dunzo,
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
he's out.
Yep. And DeCarolus, this is an interesting story. DeCarolus, who's the the head athletic department, and he made a statement early saying, I'm going to have Craig Robinson come back next year, and I'm going to give him one more chance. And
Yeah, we all thought.
they have a deep history. They have a good relationship, and it was actually interesting because Craig was out on just a kind of a trip. He wasn't even in Corvallis when
I didn't even know that. Really,
time happened.
Ooh,
and
that is cold.
it's
It's a cold world.
Yeah, DeCarolus woke up, and just one day he just goes, "Yeah, I think my initial decision was a mistake." So it's just
I woke up around 8 and I'd seen that I got the Sportsnet alert at like 6:30 a.m.
Yeah.
that said Oregon State coach Craig Robinson will be
DeCarolus-
leaving the university.
DeCarolus has changed his mind, and it's
spun on a dime.
It's an interesting time. It's interesting timing because
Bad timing, honestly.
yeah,
I don't
'cause
like the timing of
we're-
it at all.
Yeah, we're in May. Okay.
We're in May. It's affecting recruits, freshmen. You know.
Yeah, we got
gonna
and
scramble to
even
find a
transfers.
coach.
We had
Oh, yeah.
Faust coming from Maryland
Yeah.
and now kind of
Pathetic.
okay. Maybe
I was looking forward to that.
maybe I don't want to come. I know. I watched some of his highlights. It looks pretty good. But it's going to be interesting
Think
to
there's still a
see
chance of him returning, maybe if we get a coach though.
if we get a solid coach. But it has to be soon because DeCarolus said that he's going to have interviews and looking for a coach in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So hopefully the decision process is all I want them to have is hopefully I want them to make it soon, but I want them to make the right decision.
Yeah. It's gonna need. to
Don't rush it. Don't get someone that's like I'm gonna get the job and maybe he's not the right person. So just don't rush for the situation. But even though that we've kind of put ourselves in this situation,
Yeah, I hate to admit it, but we're in a very tough situation right now. This hiring, I mean, there's been names spun around,
Yeah.
but this hiring is going to be crucial
yeah, because we've seen names from
everywhere.
Damon
across the board.
Stoudemire to
Damon Stoudemire,
NBA 50-win head coach Lionel Hollins.
everything.
So
Everything.
I don't know if that's just coming out of the Oregon State or if that's just media rumors. So
I have a feeling most of it's media rumors.
yeah, but I have seen
Start the campaign for Gary Payton to OSU.
Gary Payton. Gary Payton has no motivation to coach, I believe.
Oh God.
So
no, not at all.
one person that I don't think is a media made up story here is Ben Howland, the former UCLA head coach.
Yeah.
He's itching to come back and coach. He's a Pac-12 guy.
Which is we need a coach that understands the Pac-12 because Craig Robinson, I believe, was the only coach in the history of the Pac-12 to in his 6 years here, he never cracked the top 8, right?
Oh, top
Ratings, and obviously he never made the tournament, so
yeah,
it was a bad
But
run.
going back to Craig did so much for this
He
program.
did.
And
I mean,
when he came here,
he's a great guy, but
when he
coaching wise,
when he came here, there was the what were we? Oh, we had a winless Pac-12. But then he turns it around. He gets a 20-win season, and he gets a little contract extension.
Yeah.
And the interesting part is, just Robinson also made the great, the new basketball complex.
Yeah, seriously.
So I'm itching to try to go inside there because it just looks beautiful.
Want to get in there?
I just want to go in there and just start shooting some hoops.
Hey, take a little 1 a.m. trip.
They don't have a coach right now. Maybe someone will just let me in.
Maybe the security's been let down.
Maybe.
Think we can sneak in?
Maybe.
Put up some shots?
Yeah.
Hey.
Looking out in the IM fields.
It is such a nice lookout. Seriously.
That basketball complex I think if we get the right
it
coach
draws people.
with the new complex, has to draw recruits because it's like
it would draw me.
It's top of the art, facility. But you got to thank Craig Robinson because he was the one who campaigned for it, fundraised it.
Oh yeah.
And you got to there's steps, The program
as Meek Mill would say, there's levels to this.
Yeah. Before Robinson got here, Oregon State was in the basement, below the basement.
What is that even a thing?
We were underground.
We were like worms.
We were
like earthworms.
Yeah, we were earthworms.
We were earthworms. We were struggling under the dirt.
And Craig Robinson gets here and he starts building us up. And to get to the top, I feel like you just have to, cut ties with Robinson, you get someone in there to take you to the top. You just got foundations to get you there. So I think it might be the right decision by the Colors, but at the same time, it's kind of the wrong time.
It's an awkward time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you want to put an analogy, boy and girl have been going out for a while, everything's good. Yeah. They hit a rough patch, they make up, they go out to dinner, kiss and make up, he gets her flowers, and then a week later, out of nowhere, bam.
Yeah.
Bam.
And
I want to break up with you.
Yeah, because
like you're done. Here's your mixtape CD, and give me back my my jacket from that night.
All right. Is that a former experience you've had, Jake?
No.
Yeah. So also what I've read into is if Robinson gets a job somewhere, we don't have to pay him. We don't have but it could be any type of job from maybe going to what was it Brown?
It was Princeton.
Princeton. It was
just an athletic director, not the coach. He's a prestigious Ivy League guy.
And if he gets that, we don't owe him the full $4.2 million plus a little bit.
But if he doesn't, we do owe him $4 million?
I think so.
Oh, sweet. Oh man. That's a tough situation.
Really,
Craig, you're going to be getting that
dough. A lot of firing head coaches, it makes headlines, but this one made big headlines only because of Obama. Yeah. So it's kind of cool because it put us on the...
It did.
They kind of put like, oh, wow, Oregon State, maybe.
Breaking news. Obama's brother-in-law has been fired. What's Obama's reaction going to be? Is he a Beaver fan or a Duck fan? Neither. He's back to being the president now, I guess.
Yeah.
No more Obama at games.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who we get, how recruits are. Do they want to come? Do they not want to come?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe they should just hire us. We could be the new recruits. We could bring in some people.
Maybe I should just be the head coach.
Really?
Yeah.
You think you could do that?
Big X and O's guy.
You drop out of school right now to become the head coach?
Give me a. I guess I'll take $2 million contract for.
Oh, you'll guess
for 4 years. I guess I'll go cheap. I'll be cheap.
Get a Range Rover, get a Rolex. Coaching the Oregon State Beavs every day.
Yeah, I guess I could do it, but
21-year-old head coach.
DeColas, if you don't want me, it's whatever. Maybe I'll go take my talent somewhere else.
What is the youngest? I wonder what the youngest collegiate head coach of all time is. Probably like 30 something.
Maybe
28. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're in the 20s.
Maybe I'm the next big thing.
It's a small world out there. You're the next big thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm the next big thing. I could be the first teenage head coach if they hire me within the next month before my birthday.
No.
But I'm a young teenage boy. Anyway, we're done with the Craig Robinson discussion. If you guys want to share your last minute views on the firing, who you think could be head coach, if you think one of us could be head coach, whatever. Tweet the show, tweet us. We're going to take a quick PSA break, and when we get back, I think we got a little NFL draft discussion. Johnny Cleveland, Brandin Cooks. Stay tuned. We got some NFL draft analysis. This is Second String Sports 88.7 FM, KBVR Corvallis. Stay tuned or you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it a lot. Peace.
Share your truth, empower yourself, and encourage others to do the same. Be heard. My Truth OSU is a Tumblr page that was started by the Community Organization and Collective Action graduate class here at Oregon State University. The purpose is to give a safe, anonymous space for Oregon State University students, staff, faculty, and administration to share their stories of discrimination or notable kindness. The goal is to bring these truths into awareness and to show that oppression is a widespread occurrence that needs to be taken seriously. To share your truths, go to mytruthosu.tumblr.com.
And we are back. This is Second String Sports, 88.7 FM, KBVR Corvallis. Something's flashing in here.
We have a little phone.
Yeah.
How do we?
Well, it's not flashing anymore, so whoever's trying to call, I guess, try again. Anyway, this is Second String Sports. Little NFL draft discussion coming up.
Yeah.
Big drama. It was the highest rated draft in recent years.
Yeah, it's
and we all know why. It's a little guy named Johnny Football.
Yeah, Johnny Manziel came in as one of the highly top picks, and he slips down to 20.
He does.
I give props to the Brown for not overreacting and drafting him with the 8th pick. Right? It was 8th or 9th? No, 9th pick.
They made it.
Yeah, they were.
You're not gonna say smart because they didn't expect him to be available. Where I would say lucky. They were lucky to get.
Oh,
Manziel.
I think the only thing was I think they knew who he was actually going to fall, because I think they were just waiting. If the Cowboys didn't get him, then
everyone was pretty shocked about that.
And I was kind of scared that the Chiefs were actually going to get him, because I didn't really want Manziel to the Chiefs.
Yeah,
but
I could not have seen that.
Yeah, so it was a good, Cleveland wheeling and dealing at the draft. That was interesting.
Wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, they were wheeling and dealing. But what kind of makes me mad is like Sports Center and everyone else, they're talking about Manziel. And it's been everyone's just talking about Manziel, and like on Sports Center, and you kind of don't have people talking about the first five picks. And you have big hitter Jadeveon Clowney, and we have Buffalo traded up to get Sammy Watkins, and there's good players in this draft. A lot of good defensive players that got picked in the first round, but they're not getting recognition because they're not Johnny Football. Johnny Football is not the NFL right now.
No, not
so.
at all.
Johnny Football still has to produce, get on the field, do whatever he wants. But this is going to be. I feel like this is going to be a really good draft class. A lot of people were saying that the Blake Bortles drafted by Jacksonville, and they said that's not a good pick. But coming into the draft, Bortles was he was my top quarterback in the draft.
Oh yeah, he got. Lots of people are debating Bortles, what his efficiency is going to be, but who knows?
Bortles could be. I've seen comparisons of him than being the next Ben Roethlisberger, and I think I've seen reports coming out with Jacksonville is going to play Chad Henne, so they're not going to toss. They're not going to toss Bortles into just being a starter instantly in the NFL. That's that's going to be good for Bortles. Have Henne just kind of go out there, go through the motions, and just kind of have Bortles
see what happens.
Bortles develop, because I think Bortles has the potential to be a really good quarterback. He's big, he's built, and
he is the potential.
Because there's question marks in all these quarterbacks right now in this draft. But
Manziel's size, Bortles' efficiency,
Bridgewater's accuracy and arm strength.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't too high on Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, you never were. I'm pretty sure his fall term you were even giving your doubts on the show.
Yeah, I'm not a big Bridgewater fan, but I wouldn't care if he proved me wrong. I think he could be a good fit in Minnesota, but
we'll see.
I don't really like how some NFL teams just throw quarterbacks and just do the hyenas or however you want to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't want the quarterbacks just to get destroyed, but I still don't see Bridgewater being an efficient NFL quarterback. But it's just I feel like I've said, I just kind of feel bad for some of these people who aren't getting recognition. But I did watch Clowney's gonna get some hype. He was on Jimmy Fallon the other night, and so were some other NFL players not named Johnny Manziel. So
yeah,
it was pretty funny. They cracked some jokes. So it's good. It was a good vibe for him. And if we want to transition to the big Oregon / Corvallis news, and
let's go.
All I gotta say is that we didn't really see any Oregon Ducks drafted in the first
I award
round.
you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
We don't award that to any Ducks. Sorry, any Duck fans out there. But
Anthony, where are you gonna go? Who knows?
Yeah.
Cole Ayerla, where are you gonna go? Who knows?
Brandin Cooks, one of the most humble.
That's my boy.
Yeah, that's my boy.
That's my boy.
Brandin Cooks, we've met.
Shout out to Brandon.
We both met him, and he's just he's just such a humble guy, such a nice dude.
You would be completely shocked at how nice Brandon is. One of the nicest people I've ever associated with,
Yes.
especially associated with athletics.
Yeah,
you would think there would be an ego, but no.
Yeah, no.
There's an incredible, outlook and work ethic. Period.
Yeah, and it's just so great to to see him there.
Just to see it, 20 overall. He got to be there with his mom. He got to walk on stage. There could not have been a single better player to represent our university.
As a Chiefs fan, I'm not.
I know what you were thinking.
I wasn't too mad about our pick with Ford. He's a defensive player from Auburn, but I really wanted the Chiefs to get Brandin Cooks. But
I know you did.
But
I wanted to see if he
could
gets synced to the Seahawks at like 30.
At the same time, Brandin Cooks is going in probably to the best situation.
I was worried he was going to get picked by the Jets.
I was too.
I mean, he
and that would
would have fit there, but I don't want him catching balls from Geno. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
If he Smith
or Michael Vick, who knows? But
But
yeah,
Drew Brees, New Orleans, that fan base, Black and Gold Nation.
Who dat?
Let's get it.
Yeah, Brandon.
I'm so happy I can't even feel my arms.
Any fantasy.
That's how we're feeling.
Any fantasy football player out there, football out there, it's going to be a great sleeper pick. Let's just say, Brandin Cooks is going to destroy this. I'm already saying he's rookie of the year.
Whoa, are we calling it here?
I'm calling it right now. We can.
Whoa.
Brandin Cooks is going to be rookie of the year.
All right.
They lost. Saints lost.
I am with it.
Saints lost Lance Moore, and I just see and they also lost Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles went to the Eagles. He's filling in that role pretty much for Darren Sproles. And what was Darren Sproles? Darren Sproles he destroyed for the Saints the past few years. Maybe a couple. I don't even think he had a few injuries here and there, but Sproles
he
is
had
a little quick guy. Cooks is going to come in, do the same exact thing.
That's what I hope. That's what I'm banking on.
Yeah, and Cooks is just going to rake up the receptions.
He's gonna eat.
Go for yards after contact. I'm already seeing it right now. I'm going to make people miss, and it's going to be a beautiful thing down there in New Orleans. New Orleans fans,
Woo-wee.
get ready for a big thing in Brandin Cooks.
Draft day.
Yeah,
Brandin Cooks. In the Cooks, the S is the money sign, by the way.
Oh,
Did I just come up with that? Yes. I'm pretty
must
sure.
be your creative thinking.
The creative juices are flowing on this cloudy but optimistic Friday afternoon.
Oh yeah,
I'm feeling it. Yeah, all I can say is it was a great moment. Twitter blew up, Instagram blew up. Everyone was proud of him. He said he's completely hyped. Obviously, he's gonna get right to it.
Yeah.
He's never been to New Orleans before, so
Yeah, we watched
first time for everything. He's gonna get right into it.
Yeah, it's just so great to see that happen to him.
Yeah. There's nothing better.
And heck, we got a couple other rounds looking at here today.
Oh, yeah. Who knows what's gonna happen? Scott Crichton. I'm excited for that. And, I think he should go second round. I really hope he does.
I think we have 2 more Beavs in this draft that are going to get drafted. I think Scott Crichton's going to get drafted in the third.
Reynolds.
I think Scott Crichton's going to get drafted in the third, and maybe look at
Rashad in the 4th or 5th.
Rashad in the maybe 5th or 6th, I believe.
All right.
I'm calling it right now. There you go. But I think we have 2 more Beavs. Everyone look out for 2 more Beavs to get drafted.
All right, sweet. Well, we're going to take a quick PSA break, and then we're going to finish off the show. Some NFL discussions for next year, and the NBA playoffs. Spurs, Blazers, Heat, LeBron, Thunder, Kevin Durant MVP speech. You're listening to Second String Sports, KBVR. Stay tuned.
Safe Ride is a service by students for students. It runs 7 days a week from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. You just give us a call and we'll pick you up. You must show student ID to use the service. With last pickup at 1 o'clock from the library and last call from around town at 12:45, you can reach us at 541-737-5000 and we'll pick you up.
And we're back. Second String Sports, KBVR Corvallis. Here were some NBA playoff discussions.
Yeah. We could begin with the Heat playing the Nets. And how that kind of is, everyone's kind of looking at was going to be maybe an upset pick.
Yeah.
Maybe the Nets are 4-0.
We saw
the Nets are 4-0. They have a chance to beat the Heat.
Are you throwing a little reference to our roommate out there?
Maybe.
Mike.
Yeah. People were asking. I think we even said it was it last week, or maybe we were just hanging out. And I said, what's the least intriguing series? And I said the Nets and the Heat. People were like, why? They say, Nets beat them 4-0. It has the opportunity to. I was like, the Heat.
I'm pretty sure we're hanging out.
And then I go, no, the Heat will sweep the Nets. And it's looking like that is actually the situation that's going to go happen right now. Mm-hmm. I don't see the Nets winning a game. Darren Williams had an awful game the other day.
Darren been playing like horse.
Exactly.
Not a good situation down in the Brooktown.
Yeah, I don't see. Sorry, Brooklyn, you got no shot. But do we want to maybe wild card? Jake McGrady on air called this. The Washington Wizards are looking pretty good. Even though they lost the last game to the Pacers. But I don't see...
It's the Pacers, though, and look how they've been doing. You know, Roy Hibbert finally had one good game, but...
I don't see Roy Hibbert having another game like that for the rest of the series. That's all I got to say.
For the rest of his life.
Possibly.
He's done. He's the new Greg Oden. Nah. Maybe. I don't know. Back to what you were saying. Go.
Yeah. So, I think... I honestly... If this series is going back to Washington, I see the Wizards winning 2 games.
Really?
I see them winning both games at home.
Really?
They're going to take a 3-1 lead. It's going to be 3-2. They're going to go back to Washington.
And y'all know what I said on radio. If you're a big Second String Sports listener, you can go back to our YouTube page, Second String Sports. That's second spelled out with an S.
Yeah.
You know? I called it in a podcast about, 3 weeks ago? I called it.
Yep.
I called the Spurs to the Eastern Conference. What am I talking about?
Wizards?
The Wizards to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Jake.
Because, like I said, John Wall, Bradley Beal.
John Wall!
Everybody do the John Wall.
Hey, John Wall. Hey, John!
I called it. Anyway, I called it.
Yeah. You did. I give you props for that because I picked the Bulls to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, but yeah.
So
I should have known the Bulls didn't have enough offense, but
you should have known, Logan. What on earth? Okay. Anyway, I have Wizards winning that series in the East. I have the Heat. But I don't know if it's going to be a sweep.
But you did have the Nets being the Heat, so
okay. Yeah.
But I didn't have that. I had the Heat winning.
It's not over. But I think changing it now. I think the Nets are going to get one. I don't think they're going to get swept. I think they're going to get one in Brook, but I think they're probably going to lose 4-1. Then if we want to hop it over to the West, we got the Clips.
Man,
Clips Thunder.
This is an interesting series, actually.
Tied 1-1
at the start.
Both teams playing really good, actually. Russell Westbrook's somewhat getting it together.
Yeah, you see the Clippers. had killed the Thunder in the very first game.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, oh, wow, maybe the Clippers might have momentum here. And then they come out and they just shoot a dud against the Thunder in the next game. And maybe the Thunder now have sole control after the Durant's MVP speech. And that also just a little side story. That was a great speech. He just thanked his teammates, thanked his mom for how and everyone else who got him here.
I really appreciate how he had something to say about each one of his teammates. It was touching.
It was something.
I really enjoyed it.
It was something different.
Yeah, I don't really think I've seen an MVP speech of recent memory that like selfless and emotional. Really,
yeah, it was a great speech, and I liked it a lot. And I'm glad Kevin Durant.
I'm glad he got it. He's a great guy to represent it. I'm obviously not a Thunder fan. I would say I root for Kevin Durant, but I'm not a big Thunder fan or just a Russell Westbrook or team fan in general.
I'm not a Russell Westbrook fan, but I like Kevin Durant. Not at all.
If Russell Westbrook won MVP, he'd be talking about clothes, women, and Ciroc.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook always has questionable fashion statements out there.
Yeah.
He's looking like Rihanna one day.
He's looking like Rihanna?
Yeah. Just another person I don't like on the Thunder is Kendrick Perkins.
Kendrick Perkins is the darker Hulk.
Guess you can call that.
Sorry, Perk.
Yeah, not a big fan of Perkins. But okay, another sidetrack, because that series that's going back to LA. Anything could really happen. Also, can we move on to the big series, Jake?
Well, first let's do our predictions.
Okay.
Thunder Clips. What do you have?
Well, originally back when the playoffs it even all started, I projected this. I had this matchup, and I had the Clippers winning. So I'm going to stick with the Clippers.
I forgot who I picked.
I think you picked the Clippers too, actually.
I guess I'm gonna have to stick with the Clippers.
I'm sticking with the Clippers.
They've got the momentum after the whole Sterling thing. They kind of have some momentum now.
Yeah, but also another development in the Sterling thing is
his wife is refusing.
His wife is, I'm not a racist, so I'm gonna still own the team.
Yeah, screw her.
And I think that's
it's ridiculous.
It's because.
It's so much. She's involved with so much stuff that he was involved with.
Yeah. So you
the house stuff.
You question who is going to really be in control.
Who's going to step in?
Or Donald Sterling. So, whoa.
I don't know what that was.
So Jake's is having a little Tourette's right now.
I'm having soundboard Tourette's.
Yeah. So. You don't really understand. You don't really know who's going to be managing the team. So I really think the NBA should just be like, Mrs. Sterling, you're banned for life.
You're fired.
Yeah.
Get out. Go work at Target or Sonic.
I don't think. Yeah, go work at Sonic. Go on to roller skates and rollerblade over.
Pushing slushies. Yeah.
Jake's just loving
those sounds are just summing up my emotions toward the Sterling family.
All right, now we'll move.
Now we'll get to what you Oregonians want to hear or don't want to hear.
Yeah,
technically.
So, everyone who's new listening,
oh my God,
I'm a big Spurs fan. I've grown up in Spurs. I'm not from Oregon, everyone. So if you want to hate me, you can hate me, but I don't really care.
Trust me, if he introduced himself as just a Spurs fan without explaining it, that people don't know that he's from Alaska, it's instant judgment.
Yeah,
it's instant.
It's not judgment though. I got a background story about it.
It's hate.
So
it's pure burning hatred.
The Spurs during the Mavericks series. Mm-hmm. Let's just say
they weren't the Spurs, and I wish we were playing that team. Thank you very much.
The first 6 games, they weren't the Spurs.
Yeah, and I don't know why. What happened?
And Game 7, Spurs just go, all right, guys, well, we need to get our act together. We need to just flip a switch. They flipped the switch, and they went all out.
They turned
destroyed
into
the Mavericks.
The real Spurs.
And the Trailblazers, you come at this that. Wow, that was the Rockets and Blazers series was probably one of the
matchup.
Those two teams were so equal, but
it was the most exciting matchup. It was thus far.
Oh yeah, it has been. And
which is such a if you guys it was the night of our sports show last week that the fateful shot, the .9 shot, went down.
Which is probably one of the most memorable moments in recent NBA history.
NBA history.
Or, main shot.
Oh, exactly. They were comparing it on Sports Nation to all these other made shots, but all I can say is it feels such a weird feeling to be a Blazer fan right now. Coming off just a week ago, we are on the highest of highs, on top of the world. I'm going to use this analogy here. If I had a girlfriend, hey, I'm single. All our second string fans.
Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Jake McGrady is single over here.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
Yeah.
I'm single. Anyway, if I had a girlfriend and it was that night and Damian hit that shot and she broke up with me, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, cool. Blazers. That's how enthusiastic I was about that.
Bye-bye.
These ain't loyal. Blazers before Babes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But so now, that was your high note. Now, what's the note you're on now?
The note that I'm on now is that I'm shocked that in only a week I could go from such euphoria and pride in my team to such complete worry, disparity, and emptiness.
Yeah.
These two games have not been the Blazers. There's almost been no offensive productivity. The Blazers win games were live and die by the three,
Yep, and
it's a 3-shooting team, and we've shot terrible from the perimeter.
Hey, Will Barton shooting the lights out from three.
Well, it's not like Will Barton's going to be saving this team. If we want to save ourselves, it's on the defensive end, honestly. And it's gonna bank on the crowd and the energy at the Moda Center, which Logan will be attending on Saturday.
I will be at Game 3.
Moda Center.
And I don't really care if I'm at standing level. I don't care. I'm in the building. I'm watching my Spurs, watching the Blazers. It's gonna be a great atmosphere in Portland. It's just it's gonna be an exciting day. I'm really looking forward to it. So playoff games. You can't get much better than that. So, this is Portland's do or die, honestly. So it's going to be
it's a major do or die.
Yeah. So Portland fans are going to be hyped. I'm going to be wearing my Spurs sweatshirt over here, and hopefully I get some hate. I'm looking for some hate. I want it. But it'll be a great game. I think Moda Center will be rocking. Blazers can come out with some intensity. I feel like this is gonna be it's gonna be easily the closest game of the series. There's no doubt in that.
I mean, if the Blazers can't come out and play with some intensity and ferocity in front of our home crowd to save the series, I'm gonna just chalk it up as a learning experience series. Regardless it's at that point when you're down 0-2 in a series when it's the other team's series to lose and not yours to win. Yep. It's at that point where I'm kind of at the mindset where I've gotten over my disappointment, and it's, if we somehow take it to a Game 7, obviously I'm going to be euphoric. I'm going to be proud and happy, but it's if we lose, it's the Spurs. We made it past the first round 2 years after getting Damian Lillard, It's a learning experience, and it would make us, a way stronger team next year. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, if you looked at the game last night, if you just looked at the box score, it's like, oh wow, San Antonio destroyed them, and they did for the first 3.5 minutes or 3.5 quarters, but Portland came back and they were down by 8 points at one point in the fourth quarter, so they came out with some intensity in the second half. So, if they come out with that, it's gonna be an interesting game. I want it to be an interesting game. I want to get my money's worth.
Yeah, your standing room money.
Yeah.
If there's a seat that gets open, are you gonna slide into the seats?
Oh, I'm sliding in. I'm about to slide in.
Slide into that cushy little Moda plush seat.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought this series would be a lot more heated between us, but it's at that point where the Blazers have just gotten crushed 2 games where it's kind of like, all right, Portland.
And Jake and I do have a little friendly $5 bet.
Oh, man, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Just saying.
Dang.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not over. It's not over. It's 0-2.
It's not over. But I'm just saying, just to get this back on air, we had to have $5.
We do. final predictions, Game 3. I honestly see Portland winning it.
Yeah. Just
I mean,
for
it's
me,
going to be fun for you regardless.
Yeah,
I mean, you're paying, so obviously you want the Spurs to win. But
if I'm paying, I want to see my Spurs win. So I want to.
But you're seeing, you know. I
I'm
know
gonna
you're
see
not
a
a Blazer
crowd.
fan, but I'm just happy that you're going to be in there to at least gain an appreciation for the Rip City fandom. That's all I can say. I mean, you've been to games before, you've seen the fans, but from what I've seen from, you know, the footage of the red LED clappers and like the, you know, it's regardless, it's a playoff atmosphere. It'll be cool.
Oh yeah.
The introductions.
Oh yeah, it'll be really cool.
Everything.
Yeah.
You'll have fun. Win or lose. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But I think the Blazers, I think it's going to be a tough game. I don't know what Terry Stotts has been telling the team, but all I can say is I hope he's instilling some defense into Dame. But
Yep.
I think we're going to shoot better, and I think we're going to play defense, and I think we're going to win.
It's a lot of thinking.
So it's a lot of thinking and not a lot of knowing.
I don't know if Myers can handle all that thinking.
That's all that goes on in Myers out on the bench. He's just worrying about his hair, his fiance, and his
tossing up
and
from
his,
3 goggles.
I don't know what else Myers worries about. Men.
Poor
Anyway,
Myers.
if the Blazers win Game 3, do you think they can win a consecutive and get Game 4?
It's up in the air in Game 4 if they win Game 3. If they win Game 3, the series is over.
Yeah, obviously.
So that's not obviously. They could still come back.
Well, I mean, I honestly don't see the Blazers being the first team in NBA history to come back from 3-0. I mean, maybe they would make it 3-1, you know, and then lose the next game in San Antonio and lose 4-1.
I wouldn't mind that. I could see that.
Of course you wouldn't mind that. Spurs fans over here, guys. There's no.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
You got to sit with a Spurs fan. You got to
Yeah.
sit with a Spurs fan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was really hoping Grant would actually be here for this conversation.
Yeah, Grant. You know, I don't know if you're listening out there, but where you at, boy?
Yeah. What you at, boy? You scared?
What you doing?
Yo, Grunt, you scared?
You scared, homeboy? I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
That was my Matt Barnes impersonation.
Grant was scared to talk to me about the Spurs and Blazers. That's probably why he didn't want to come.
I don't think he lit up his lucky third quarter LED light, so I'm pretty sure that's why we lost.
Yeah.
So Grant, wow.
Grant, don't be surprised if you find your LED light in the garbage, broken.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's the NBA playoffs for you. One last second little thing. We got a second string sports fan listener who commented on the Facebook page and told us to look up Robinson trashes Beaver on Google.
Wait, what?
And I'm not sure if this is real or photoshopped, but a picture got released of Robinson's house with the garbage outside with what looks like a beaver cutout in the garbage that was taken by a neighbor. So I don't know if this is just a joke website or a photo thing, but all I can say is this is pretty funny. It's sad, but it's funny. I mean, I could see it being true.
Heck, if I'm
He's burning all the orange he's got, you know. He hasn't even released, I don't know. Has he released a formal thank you to the university, you know, thank you to the people? I don't think so.
I honestly haven't seen anything.
He's in the dark at this point.
Just to go back, just to wrap things up, and we're gonna end it on this note here, guys. But if I'm Robinson, like I'm heated. I'm pissed because
you heated? Oh, you mad, bro?
Oh, I'm mad, bro.
Richard Sherman, you mad, bro?
Yeah. Oh, just another relation. Obama had that funny reference to Sherman.
What was it? No, what was the reference?
He's just like he just did the rant. He goes, "I'm the best president in this country's ever seen."
Step away from the podium like a bow.
Yeah, he referenced Sherman in one of his.
That's
in
awesome.
his speech.
I did not know that, but that makes me love him.
Yeah. So.
I already love him though, but.
But yeah, you know, Robinson had he had a job for this year, and he was guaranteed you have another year, and he's
look
not.
how it happened.
Not even a face-to-face conversation. Yeah, I'd be pissed.
I'd be pissed. I'd be heated. Like Logan says, I'd be heated. You know, he's still getting his. You know, he's gotten a lot of money from this university, so.
Like I said, maybe it may be the right direction that the university needed to take, but I like Robinson. I like what he's done. Great guy. So
I respect the things he's been able to do. Honestly, just his relation to the president, from the interviews I've seen, I feel like he's taught these guys a lot. Roberto Nelson has nothing but amazing things to say of him being like a father figure and instilling really good morals. I mean, he's a smart guy. He's an Ivy League guy, so I honestly wish him the best of luck wherever he goes. I'm sure he'll find something down the road. You know, he's got the connections, but at this point, it'll be nice for the university and the basketball team to move on. That's all I got to say. Right. So yeah, that's a wrap on the show. We had a lot to talk about today. We'll see what develops in the following weeks for next week's show. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a lot to talk about for NBA playoff development. Once again, this is Second String Sports on KBVR Corvallis. I'm Jake McGrady. If you wanna get personal, follow me on Twitter at jmcgrady7.
And you can follow Logan McGinnis at LT McGinnis. Or if you guys really feel like
you
can follow our ghost friend and /ghost co-host
at GVD35.
Grant, you there?
Grant, what?
Yeah, you can follow.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Grant. You can follow him at GVD35 if you really want to. But
and once again, the show at Second String KBVR 2ND, Facebook, Second String Sports, YouTube, Second String Sports, all that. We post all of these shows online, podcast them afterwards. Oh yeah, you know, it's a good time. Stay active, have a good Friday, watch some sports. You know, I'm sure a lot of you out there are at Shasta this weekend, all of you Oregon State students, so I'm pretty sure it's probably impossible that you could be listening. No, it's impossible. You would not be able to be listening to this right now, but stay safe, float on those boats, do your thing. But have a good weekend. Enjoy the sports. Second round of the NFL draft tonight. I hope Anthony Thomas goes undrafted. I hope Colt Lyerla gets arrested again.
Oh.
I'm just... It's the end of the show. Shots. I'm throwing shots. Anyway, this is Second String Sports, KBVR Corvallis, every Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. for all you listeners out there, all you loyal listeners.
Guys, I like to say, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Second String Sports. See you next week.
Peace.
Hi, it's Al from the AA Breakfast Show here at Star FM Bendigo, all the way in Australia, and you're listening to